from Zenless Zone Zero. Miyabi was incredible as well. Genshin Impact Raiden Shogun, another 45,000 yen bump. And now, Zenless Zone Zero Yixuan, another 45,000 yen. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix, this time around 20th to 25th of July 2026. So at the time of publishing this video, Wonder Festival Summer 2026 is taking place. Hundreds of new figures will be announced and I will do the coverage in a few days. I'm going to take my time to verify my sources and cover as much as possible. You know, I'm not the kind of YouTuber who will only talk about my favorite figures from an event. If there are 500 new skill figures announced, I will try to cover all 500 of them. I try my best, especially for skill figures. And then there is the stuff on pre-order this week. Since this is the week right before OneFest, we do have a lot of new figures on pre-order. Claynel alone announced 6 figures on Friday. Yes. And I'm cutting things off a bit early. I'm not covering anything announced after 6 PM on Friday because I will be having a very busy weekend. I need to film this early and edit it on the same night on Friday night so that I have more time on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so now we shall move on to Hobby Link Japan for our first section, genuine licensed PVC figures. Also, I apologize if I sound a bit stuffy. Just earlier today, I'm starting to feel a bit unwell, but just very minor. A runny nose, maybe a mild flu, but I'll keep going on with my content over here. Okay, so the first one here, as usual, we start with the largest scale 1x3 scale. We have To Love Through Darkness Yui Kotegawa by Frieren at 1x3, 70,000 yen, releasing in March next year. So I've said this 1,000 times over, can't justify the price for this 1x3 scales, but there is a reason why Frieren makes them, because yes, people keep buying them. And To Love Through is like a rather evergreen manga title. Extremely popular in Japan and people will buy the merchandise associated with this title. So this is up to you, really up to you. I'm not touching this one. Moving on to the next one, 1x4 scale. Okay, incoming rant from me. Kotobukiya 1x4 scale Anis Sparkling Summer from Goddess of Victory Nikke, almost 41,000 yen, May release next year. Okay, so I am on the fence whether to pre-order this or not. So far, I have not hit the pre-order button yet. What is for sure is I will be skipping the Kotobukiya online exclusive version should I pre-order this one later on, because Ninin Game is asking for almost 50,000 yen for it. And there is no way I'm paying an extra 9,000 yen just for one faceplate that is barely different from the default one. I think only the mouth is different. Either get a cute mouth or get a smiling face, and the smiling face is more than good enough over here. Yes, Ninin Game is being very opportunistic about this. They saw how well the Koto Online Limited Cyberpunk Lucy sold out in 90 minutes on their site, and then they raised the prices and pre-order opens it back a few days later. So from the very beginning, on day 1, the first minute pre-order opens, they increased the price by a whole 10,000 yen because there are people out there who will buy it anyway. No, I am not taking the bait. I would rather get the regular version, right? So the problem here is I still find 41,000 yen for a Kotobukiya 1x4 scale to be pretty expensive, even though this is like their first ever 1x4 scale, if I'm not mistaken. Kotobukiya figures are normally supposed to be slightly more budget oriented, yet this is pricier than whatever Frieren is offering. Try to think about that. Frieren has an Anis that cost 40,000 yen before taxes. This is an additional 1,000 yen. I would regard them to be the same price. Yeah. So no, I'm not going to hit the pre-order button right now, I think. If I'm only aiming for the standard version, I think I can afford to wait until after release. Moving on to the next one, we have a 1x4 scale To Love Through Darkness Lala Satalin Devalued Barrel Bunny version, 30,000 yen only, releasing in December. I don't really remember this Lala that well. The Stockings version, the standard version that pre-order opened and released in the past, I don't remember this figure very clearly, but now I'm looking at her in barrel legs. It feels like this version of Lala is a bit too skinny. Not just her legs, but her face looks a bit off. It is like a slightly younger version of Lala. I'm not too sure, but something doesn't look right over here. Yeah. 30,000 yen is cheap, and she does look younger or smaller than usual. Maybe a reference from the manga where she has some weird inventions which can turn people into the opposite gender or make them younger, stuff like that. Could be a reference to that, I'm not sure. 30,000 yen is a lot more acceptable for something like this, but I'm still not sure if, 30k is a good price for something like this. Maybe I'm just being a cheapskate. I don't know. Because I would rather spend that 30k on a highly detailed, higher end 1x7 scale figure rather than a plain Barney 1x4. But that's me. My collecting style is like that. Moving on to the next one, we are now in 1x6 scale territory, and the first one here is a low budget figure by Dollyverse, a very new brand. Keitiko Beach Debut Deluxe Edition. December release. Yes, this December. So it is just a pretty girl with big melons and in swimsuit. Nothing much going on. There is a standard version without the bonus items, which appears to be wall scroll, and there are like badges or something. There are 3 or 4 items in the box. The standard version is around 9,800 yen. Yeah. So this is up to you whether you like the character design or not. For me, it is just okay. But that is a very nice base for a low budget figure. Perhaps one of the nicest base yet, just that I'm not sure what to think about the color of the sand. I think it is way too yellow. They need to make the color less saturated. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. This is very random, coming from Wheat Studio. I think I've seen of this name before, but I don't really know anything about them. 1x6 scale Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress Mumei Ranman. 35,000 yen, June release next year. Are we getting a new season or something of this Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress? It is a bit like Attack on Titans, but zombie version. I did watch the anime, but it was so long ago. Was it by the same author, right? And why now? A figure of Mumei now in the middle of 2026. This is so random. I have no idea why. There's something going on in the anime industry and I'm not aware of it. Probably that's the case over here. Oh, that makeup is... Oh. This has to be in reference of from a specific artwork, I think, because this is like geisha's makeup. Or worse, that typical woman you see in a dating profile with 69 layers of makeup and looks nothing like what was being shown in the profile picture when you tell her to remove everything or you bring her to a swimming pool. Yeah, I don't like this Mumei at all. There were new old Mumei figures in the past, like the one by Good Smile. Was it in her combat outfit? That was way nicer, yeah. Moving on to the next one here. 1x6 scale Azur Jade, A Good Girl's Magic by Union Creative. 30,000 yen, releasing in July next year. Now, this is one of the nicest Jade figures I've seen. There are 2 or 3 other options, right? I think 2 of them. What brands? I can't remember. I think Anigame has one, but it was fairly cheap. And what other brands are there? I can't remember. I know that Anigame has one on pre-order. And this is the nicest looking one so far. However, this is Union Creative. So what the figure will turn out be like after release, who knows? If we are lucky, the figure will turn out really nice. If not, then she would look a bit meh. Just like Furio and Phoenix scale figures. Official product pictures look amazing, and then when they release it, it looks a bit bland. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. 2 re-releases from Union Creative. Non-scale, Ka, Japanese style. Oh yeah, this is Kalne something, right? The name. Kalne Ka. How to pronounce that? C-A-L-N-E. Yeah. This is 15th Memorial Costume. 27,000 yen. December release. This December, by the way. And there is a second version here. Okay, this is like Mecha Zombie Hatsune Miku. This is the standard version actually. And back to this one, this is what they call Japanese style. Okay. So what you need to know about this figure in case this is your kind of thing. This figure is extremely fragile. A lot of the owners of the first release of these 2 figures, they complained of multiple broken parts and stuff like that. Whether the owner broke the figure themselves during assembly or it arrived broken because of shipping, that I have no idea. But what I do know is that there are a lot of complaints of this figure being very fragile. So do remember that. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have 1 by 7 scale Hatsune Miku Magical Mirai 2026 version by Design Coco, almost 32,000 yen, releasing in August 2027. Now, this is a very beautiful Miku figure. And those yellow sunflowers probably saved the figure because otherwise the whole thing would be the whole thing would be blue color and that would look terrible. But those yellow flowers over there, provide color contrast and made the figure much more attractive overall. I would say that if you want it, pre-order it early. Nowadays, a lot of Miku figures, they actually retain their value or even go up in value after release. And this is a really good Miku figure. I can see this one becoming expensive after release. Next up, okay, this is a quick mention. Pre-order opened last week on Ami, but now you can get this Konosuba Megumin figure here on HLJ for 27,000 yen, releasing in May next year. And no, please don't, right? This figure looks kind of bland and cheap. Even the shading is kinda lacking. Translucent material on her outfit and the brown hair, lacking shading. Does not look like a 27,000 yen figure, so I would say skip this one. Right, next up, we are now in 1 by 7 scale territory, and this is the main highlight this week. Wow, Apex Toys is cooking again. So what have they cooked up in the recent years when it comes to 40 plus thousand yen figures? Yes, the New Jersey I reviewed, the wedding dress version, was incredible. And then there was L size from Azur, not yet released. That is also a 40,000 yen figure. And then we got Hoshimi Miyabi from Zenless Zone Zero. Miyabi was incredible as well. Genshin Impact Raiden Shogun, another 45,000 yen bomb. And now Zenless Zone Zero Yixuan, another 45,000 yen. Releasing in November next year, you have plenty of time to save up, I guess. Do I want it? Yes. I love premium figures like this, but I'm not sure if I will pre-order this. In fact, I haven't unboxed or reviewed any Zenless Zone Zero figures up to this point. Just a matter of time, of course. And I love detailed premium figures like this, just that Apex Toys figures are fairly easy to find after release. So I'm not sure if I want to pre-order too early. Of course, if you pre-order early, then you have the advantage of getting the figure early and you can make content or videos of it earlier, and that is an advantage on YouTube when you review something newly released. At the same time, I don't want to pre-order things a bit too carelessly over here. This is not cheap, and we'll see. We will see, right? There are a few Yishin third-party figures out there, but somehow Apex Toys managed to beat all of them. I think this is the best looking Yishin figure, even factoring in the third-party options out there. Yeah, nice work, Apex Toys. Next up, Apex Toys again, 1 by 7 scale Brown Dust 2 Wilhelmina. Right, just under 20,000 yen, releasing in June next year, 2027. And I have always wanted a figure of Wilhelmina, but not like this. I wanted a figure of her in her uniform, like the white top. Is it a military uniform? White top and the blue skirt and with a sword maybe. This one is nice, but translucent materials for the dress, it makes her look a bit cheaper, right? And I had no choice but to cover up her chest, even though she's wearing clothes, because the slight orange tint underneath may be mistaken by YouTube's moderators as nips, even though it is not. It is orange colored bikini underneath. She's wearing clothes, right? But yeah, I don't have much faith in YouTube moderators in terms of their IQ level, so I'm just playing it safe over here. Once again, interested, but I won't be pre-ordering early. We'll see. Moving on to the next one, what do we have here? Okay, Azur Kirishima Summary Audacity by Mimayoi, 1 by 7 scale, 24,000 yen, December release, and that is this December, just less than 5 months away. Insane. I think the figure is already in production before they even announced the pre-order because they're confident they will sell enough copies of it to take this risk, I guess. So this is the deluxe version, as I call it. There is a standard version at 22,000 yen where you get a simpler base without that wooden stick over there. Of course, go for the DX one, right? The difference is only 2,000 yen. If you are a prize figure collector, I can understand that 2000 yen is a difference of buying one extra figure or one less figure. But when you're buying 20 plus, 30 plus thousand yen figures, I don't think that 2 or 3000 yen is something you should cut corners on, especially when you're getting much better parts like this. Yeah. Mimayoi's figures are actually fine, just that I have no idea why, but their figures don't seem to be as popular as some other brands, and that includes the Azur figures. In fact, their 1x4 scale Taiho bargain bins, I have no idea why, but Lemalin did hold on the value well. In fact, she sold so well that they had to re-release it, so this could go either way, but I don't see this one going up in value personally. Moving on to the next one, we have Furio 1x7 scale Taiho Yukata version from Azur, 19,500 yen, releasing in March next year. At Taiho, you have plenty of choices. You have Alter, you have Apex Toys. You have 1x4 scale by Mimayoi, as I mentioned earlier. And I think, is it Fat Company? It's making one. Any game's making one as well. So yeah, I can already tell that this figure is very average. Lack of shading in the hair, and even the red yukata over here is almost completely red. Like, yeah, there's a bit of shading, a bit of it, but there are definitely many other options that are better out there. So compare first before you decide. At the same time, if you're a big fan who wants to buy them all, by all means go ahead. Yeah. The next one here, also from Furio and Phoenix, we have a 1x7 skill. Still in love? What? This racehorse over here has a name, isn't it? I'm sorry, I don't know much, if anything at all, about Uma Musume characters, but I'm sure she has a name, not Still in Love. That is the name of the version of this figure. From Uma Musume, 21,500 yen, releasing in March. Now that is a lot of figure for 21,000 yen, right? This base reminds me of the ball sack base in Taito Timo's Marin Kitagawa, except it does not look like a ball sack, fortunately. And the base, yeah, looks premium. Just that no Furio Phoenix, I would urge caution when you pre-order them. Like, you look at the dress over here, shown in these pictures, they look shiny. It is like they did a special satin coating or something. It looks really good over here. But will we get a nasty surprise after release? Like, oh, it is just matte red with less shading than what we are seeing over here. That is normally my concern with Furio scale figures in general. Yeah. Sometimes the figures don't turn out as promised. They look identical to the official product pictures, but somehow the figure is not as vibrant looking. Moving on to the next one, we have Good Smile Company 1x7 scale Nikke Cinderella Beautiful Me, 24,600 yen, releasing in July next year. And even as a Nikke fan, nope, I'm skipping the pre-order on this one. I don't think this is worth 24,000 yen. This is more like a 20,000 yen figure. Whether she will win is something that could go either way, because with Nikke, it has been pretty unpredictable, to say the least, right? There are a few that went up in value, but most Nikke figures, the prices are relatively stable, so I feel like I can afford to wait until after release. I know that Cinderella is one of the most popular Nikke characters, like top 3 popular, but I'm going to focus on the Max Factory one. Yes, basically a 1x7 scale version of the Hobby Sakura that I reviewed. Different posts, of course. I'm going to focus on that first, and this one I'll think about it later, but you know, for a figure in casual outfit like this, casual wear, and 1x7, not 1x6, I don't think 24,000 yen is worth it. Yeah. There are a lot of details though. I like the details on this figure. Like the sunglasses on her chest and the keychain over here, they look incredible. Why is she using a normal iPhone? Why is it not a Pro Max? Only 2 cameras there. Up next, another Nikke figure, Brady by Claynell, 27,000 yen, releasing in March next year. This one I will keep an eye on. I'm not sure if I want to pre-order it early. Like 27,000 yen is even more egregious than the 24,000 yen Cinderella earlier. This is basically a 1x7 scale version of the 1x4 by Frieren, currently on pre-order. Exactly the same figure. Of course, there are small differences. I think Frieren made the apron around her crotch region a bit shorter, right? Or was it Claynell that made it shorter? I'm not sure. But in the game, it is a bit longer. Of course, fan service. And we'll see. Look at the base, man. Plain round disc base. All of this for 27k just because they can. I'm not taking the bait. Nope. Right, moving on to the next one. Clanel again, Blue Archive Saori dress version. This is beautiful, but 27,000 yen again. Much released next year. So you do have two face sculpts over here. This is the one without the mask, and we have a masked face over here. I feel like using the mask face is a lot nicer. That makes her unique, right? Compared to other figures out there. And the rifle, oh, that's very nice. 27,000 yen. It is still a tad bit on the pricey side, just like Brady earlier. It does feel expensive. But prices of figures have been going up steadily, and I believe in a couple of years, by 2028, maybe a lot of figures are going to hit the 30,000 yen price point, even for something relatively average like this figure over here. Unfortunately, that's the case. Next up, we have Good Smile Company, GS Collection Noah, classified record from Blue Archive, 20,000 yen, releasing in September. Now, I know that this Noah figure does not come with a rifle, but you compare this, right, to the Saori I just covered. Look at the massive price difference. How is that Saori so much more expensive? I have no clue. Like, the dress can't cost that much more. Maybe a couple thousand yens more, 3,000 yen more, but yeah, I'm not sure why the price difference is so big. Even though the dress may require more material, but this is a simple design for the outfit. This one has more details on it. So I suppose that for big companies like Kotobukiya, Good Smile, for example, their production line is so optimized that they can offer a slightly lower price than the competition. Right? They have the volume, they manufacture so much, they have factories that print figure like printing papers. So, cost per unit is lower and they can push the price lower. Maybe that's the case, yeah. Smaller companies can't afford that. They don't have that luxury. So this one comes as a pair to that Yuka figure which I reviewed not too long ago, but whether I will get this Noah figure or not, I would say very unlikely though. Yeah, but it feels incomplete, when you already reviewed one but you don't review the other. Moving on to the next one, we have GS Collection Gyaru Tomie. Yep, a collaboration with Hello Kitty by Good Smile Company, 17,000 yen only, releasing in May next year. So this is not my kind of thing. It is a Gyaru, but it looks like something from a horror show or something. I know that there are a lot of people who likes this figure since the announcement a few weeks back in Good Smile Fest, right? I know people like this figure, so good news for you guys, the price is actually fairly low. Up next, we have something from FGO, and how many months has it been since the last time we got a FGO figure? It has been very long. And this is from Clanel, FGO Moon Cancer Jade Rabbit, just another Tsukihime in a different outfit. And she's now a servant in FGO. 24,000 yen July release next year. As a big fan of FGO, yes, I don't think this is overpriced at 24k. This is borderline a swimsuit figure with a jacket over it. Like, remember the Anis figure, which I reviewed from Good Small Arts Shanghai? It is basically that, right? Swimsuit, jacket over, but Anis was like 18,000 yen. This is 24,000 yen. See? My complaints are fairly consistent with figure prices over here. And even as a big fan, a really big fan of FGO, Type Moon, please come up with something new already. Like, you guys need to really come up with a new game, a sequel, a spin-off, whatever it is. FGO is really dying. This figure was announced in One Fest 6 months ago, the winter one. Finally, she's now on pre-order. Right, next up, we have Clanel again, Needy Girl Overdose, Purple Lollipop, 22,000 yen, releasing in August 2027. Nice figure, and the price now is more like it. 22,000 yen for this is a lot more reasonable. And I have to wonder if this has to do with the licensing cost. Once again, this is a very common problem for figure brands in general. A few years back, we had this joke about FGO tax, where whenever we see FGO figures from any brand, the price is higher. And I think this is another classic case of the FGO tax. I don't think Nikkei tax is a thing though. They price that Brady figure high just because they can. It is popular today after all. I did not finish this anime. In fact, I watched like only 3 episodes. I need to continue it. Yeah, 22k for this is reasonable. Moving on to the next one here, Clanel again, 2 Heart Multi, 23,000 yen, June release. And how, okay, for once I'll stop yapping about price, but this does feel expensive once again. Now this one feels nostalgic to look at. You know why? Because this reminds me of the anime. I'm more of an anime person rather than a game or a light novel person or even a manga person. I will always watch the anime adaptation first. This reminds me of the Eroge anime adaptation from 15 years ago. Feels nostalgic to look at. Yeah, the character design gives off that vibe. Looks like an anime character would see back in year 2010 or so. Right, moving on to the next one, we have Alter 1/7 scale Girls Band Cry Momoka Kawaragi, just under 22,000 yen, releasing in July. Girls Band Cry, they actually have pretty good music. Alter really loves all these idol stuff, don't they? But a lot of their idol figures don't really hold on values very well. A lot of their idol master figures bargain bin and their Love Life figures as well. Like when Love Life was at their peak popularity back then, sure, the value was more stable. But nowadays, yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe they are just making too many of it. Alter, you like it, you pre-order it. Like get this one over the Kotobukiya one. Kotobukiya is making Girls Band Cry figure as well, but Alter is going to be nicer. Yeah. Next up, we have Weather Planet Amagai Ruka by Wonderful Works, just under 23,000 yen, and she comes as a pair with the other character. What's the name again? Apare something. Yep, both of these over here. Very beautiful character designs. Are they VTubers? Probably, right? Let me see. Apare Hinata. Okay, there we go. Their posts complement each other so well, and look at the details on the jacket over here, the zippers and so on. I love that. But I don't know anything about these two characters. And Wonderful Works as a figure brand, their stuff are actually fine. But I can't really give too much feedback because I've only reviewed one figure from this brand, which was Mona Magistus from Genshin. Yeah. Very nice character design, like the blue and yellow. These two colors, blue and yellow, they always go really well together, just like that Miku figure earlier. Next up, we have Awagiri High School, which I believe is also a VTuber band or something. Yamaguro Nekuro casual outfit version by A Dimension, Chinese brand actually. 20,800 yen, releasing in November 2027, more than a year away. There should be at least two other characters, two other girls maybe next week. This is a bit dull, the colors. Yeah, I'm not liking this one that well. Oh, we have this plushie behind her. Right, no comment. Next up, we have Magic Arts 1/7 scale, wonderful every day. This is German, right? How to pronounce that? Discontinually. That's saying. I probably got it wrong, but anyways. Yuki Minakami Deluxe Edition with Rose Gold, 24,800 yen, and the standard version is 2,000 yen less. 22,800 yen, I believe. So this one comes with two face plates, and you have her smoking while trying to look cool. There's another one here with the eyes closed. 1/7 is a bit surprising because Magic Arts tend to do 1/6 scale a lot more. Well, original character, I ain't spending 25k for it, on it. That's for sure. Next up, we have another Ori character. This is by D-Seater, but each time HLJ puts a D-Seater figure on pre-order, they label it as PM Office A over and over again for the past year. So I'm now convinced that these two brands are related. Though D-Seater is based in China, but PM Office A is based in Japan. Okay, so this is Star Sky Ayla. 28,500 yen with a discount here, releasing in November. That would be this November. Okay, when I see the release date being 3 or 4 months away, I think PM Office A or Plum is involved for sure. because they take 3 to 4 months to release their figures. I mean, look at their Love Life figures. They take 3 months to release them. Yeah, this one is coming out very soon as well. Nice boing boing over there on the chest, but that's about it. Not spending big money on original characters because they have a tendency to bin really badly, unless we're talking about famous ones like Rugudo Art, of course. Next up, we have PM Office A again, Ailo Master Gakuen, China Kuramoto. Is it China Kuramoto or China Kuramoto? I think pronounced the Japanese way China, I think. Okay, Wonder Scale, whatever that means. 23,750 yen, once again, 3 months release time frame, October, this October. Yeah. Aimas Gakuen. Honestly though, these are not bad purchases. Just that I've sworn not to touch idol stuff again. Next up, we have re-releases by PM Office A or Plum. These 2 figures came out many years ago, but Nekopara is very popular after all. Chocola Dress Up Time, 20,425 yen, and Vanilla, same price, releasing this October. Yep, 3 months away. So they come as a set, you need to get both, right? And these 2 figures are not exactly that difficult to find. The old release, you can find them in China's Taobao actually. Moving on to the next one, we have 1/8 scale JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean Figure Museum, Jolene Kujo. 18,000 yen by Sentinel, April release next year. Okay, Sentinel, they make a mix of military stuff like model ships, battleships, and also figures. Figures is not exactly their main business. And for their figures, they have a tendency to try to keep their prices as low as possible, as you can see over here. Yeah, not too surprised by that. Moving on to the next one, we have a bunch of low-budget figures by Kotobukiya. The first one here, Legato Blue Summers Trigun Stampede, Oshiworks. Oshiworks is their low-budget figure line. 8,500 yen releasing in February, and this is a very good-looking low-budget figure. Though, of course, I'm not buying dudes, right? And we can see the cost cutting very obviously over here. His outfit does not have any shading at all. So this is like a slightly better pop-up parade. Hopefully it is better than pop-up parade or slightly better price figure. Moving on to the next one, we have a trio of Persona 5 figures under the Oshiworks line. We have Violet here, 10,000 yen. This is a very good looking Violet figure, right? And as you can see once again, the black jacket, the black outfit, just plain black, no shading. But the buttons are very nicely detailed. Hopefully there is no paint bleeding in the final release. And the next one here, Persona 5 Crow. Alright. They do look fairly low budget to me. But these effect parts are a nice addition. And the third one here, we have Joker, 10,000 yen, February release. Why are they releasing in the different month? Release them in the same month, man, so that people can combine ship them. Wow. Look at the hair, just a blob of black paint. Yeah. Next up, low budget figure again, Kotobukiya Oshiworks Mikasa Akuman final season version, 10,000 yen February release. And this Mikasa does look fairly nice actually. The pose is quite attractive, I would say. So white shirt with no shading on the creases, low budget figure after all. But the details on her weapons are quite nice though. Yeah, this is not a bad pre-order actually. This Mikasa specifically, and that Violet earlier as well. Up next, we have way better low-budget figures over here. The first one, Tall Shiro swimsuit version from Mignon Works. And I have no idea who this character is, but that is freaking lovely. I love this figure so much for some reason. Maybe it is the body style, no slender body styles. I love them. 9,500 yen, March release next year. And yeah, I suppose that as a photographer, figure photographer, I find this to be extremely photogenic. Like this is the kind of pose you can see on the beach, and then you just take a snapshot. Very nice. The shirt is where they cut cost over here. Yep, translucent material, very obvious. This is translucent material, and they only do a bit of color gradient. But I like this belly region, you know, like as if it is wet or the material is very thin and then some skin is showing through. I think this is why I like it so much. I think the painting over here is exceptional for 10,000 yen figure. We'll see. Should I pre-order it? I don't even know who she is, but I kind of want one. Right, moving on to the next one. This is my favorite low budget figure this week. And I can see the price going up because there are a few gift plus Zenless figures that their prices have gone up. No, that wasn't a Mieto's gift plus figure. That was an Apex Lime Pie. There is an Ellen Joe figure under the Apex Lime Pie series that came out months ago in an office outfit, 1/8 scale. I was really surprised to see the price on that going up on a low budget figure from a Chinese brand. Does not happen very often. So with that in mind, pre-order this one early if you want it. This Ellen Joe over here. This is even nicer. A lot nicer than Apex Toys one. And Mieto's Gift Plus, very easy to recommend. Yeah. Once again, Mieto's Gift Plus, we have Belle from Zenless Zone Zero, Summer Skies version, 7,600 yen, releasing in May. I want Ellen Joe, but this one, I don't mind skipping this one. It really depends. Like, there is no urgency for me to pre-order this early. But Ellen Joe, I think it is a good idea to pre-order it, given what has happened to the Apex version. Next up, we have, okay, this one is a bit sad to look at. By Dig, D-I-G. Digstar Bochi the Rock Nijika Ijichi 11,000 yen low budget figure, releasing in December. This December, yep, 5 months away. So, once again, if I go for the closer up pictures, it looks like children's toy to me, to put it bluntly over here. Or a model kit, an unpainted model kit, like you buy a Bandai model kit, you put it together, and it is plain yellow, plain black, plain white plastic, no color gradients of any kind. So yes, this looks exactly like that, an unfinished model kit. So 11,000 yen doesn't feel like it is worth it at all. And the last figure here on HLJ, we have Dig again, Digstar Like a Dragon, Pirates Yakuza, Goro Majima. 14,000 yen, releasing in December. Why is it so cheap? Because it is very small. Yeah. Now this one looks very detailed, but I think like the shadows over here, this is from lighting. This is not shading from paintwork. There is a bit of shading, but the lighting makes it look better, right? This thing looks super detailed. Oh god, my internet is so slow. Anyways, this is from a game, right? Like a Dragon's a game. Yakuza game or something. Our next stop here, Ami, to check out some exclusive figures and also figures that HLJ has not listed yet at the time of filming this video. So for the weekly rankings over here, we have first place, Snail Shell Studio action figure, 1/12 scale red hood from Nikke. Not surprising at all. If you collect action figures, yes, pre-order that one early. I don't cover action figures on this channel. Second place, Yixuan, despite costing 45,000 yen. I better think about pre-ordering that one. I need to change my mind. November next year, we have some time to save up. Right, moving on to the first one here, Ami exclusive. Like a lot of Kadokawa figures, they don't really show up on HLJ for some reason. So here we have a low budget holo figure from Spice and Wolf, 13,200 yen, releasing in March 2027. And the height is 16.5 centimeters, so it is pop-up red size. So for holo, my best advice is to look for existing scale figures of her. Not too difficult to find. There are many options out there. Of course, if you are on a budget, that is a different story. But there are a lot of Spice and Wolf holo scale figures out there in stock in figure stores for around the 20,000 yen price range. So if you want something better, yep, check those out first. This is not bad looking at all for a low budget figure. It is like they made the figure smaller so that it is cheaper, but they are not cutting corners on the paintwork and the finishing, similar to what Hobby Sakura did to their 1/10 scale Nikke figures. Next up, we have a re-release of Ria's Grammary and Akeno Himejima from High School DxD. Yep, Ami exclusive, 36,000 yen each at 1/6.5 scale, releasing in February next year. These two figures were just released like months ago, and they are now getting a re-release already. Well, High School DxD is super popular, and I really wish that the season 5 would come sooner. I loved it, right? This show over here. It is edgy, but with an actual plot. And the main character is as cultured as ever. And let's not forget that I love Koneko-chan. Exclusive, so what? We released anyway, right? The values are really high. The pre-owned values I saw is like 50,000 yen. So I'm glad to see both of these figures getting re-released. The next one here, this is not an exclusive, just that HLJ does not have her yet. Miu Kurokawa illustrated by YD. There are like at least 3 different versions of her already. The one by SSR figure, Infinity Studio already released. There are 2 figures in the deluxe version. And then there was another one, I can't remember the brand, which is also in pre-order. And there is also a low budget version, right? And now this one by MJ Atelier, which I don't know much about them. 21,340 yen releasing in January. And she comes with 2 face plates, one with a with a mask. That's right. Gothic. This is a bit like Gothic outfit, yet modern at the same time. As an artwork, this is extremely beautiful. I love it. Someone in my server, my Discord server, said that she looks a bit sad, but I think it looks fine. You just need to get used to women who have a relative poker face. They don't smile that often. I think she looks fine. Yeah, just that the pose is indeed a bit bland, but you know, the details like around her gloves over here, I love these kinds of small details in figures. Next up, okay, so this figure is supposed to pre-order open today on Friday, the 25th of July, but Ami has not listed it yet. It is a spiritual figure, and spiritual figures, they tend to be Ami exclusives, and also Ami loves pre-order opening spiritual figures on a Saturday, which means tomorrow. I'm filming this on a Friday after all, so I'm covering it in advance. By the time you're watching this video, she is probably already available on Ami. So here I have Boku no Hero Academia Mirko, right? This is Mirko from BNHA by Spiritual. It is actually an exclusive. And the price is 29,700 yen, 30,000 yen, including taxes, releasing in March 2027. Yep, this Mirko figure right here, beautiful. Very beautiful. I love it. And they have a bit more photographs over here. So with Spiritual and BNHA figures, all you need to know is to pre-order it early. Like, pre-order it as early as possible because the value really do go up after release. You know, they have 2 different versions of Toga Himiko, which I really liked, even though I'm not much of a BNHA fan. And, you know, I thought of getting one to unbox and pre-order. Of course, I wanted to get JPA fans to help me acquire the figure. And then I saw the aftermarket prices of 35,000 yen. Now I ain't touching it. And that is Mercari price, right? Mercari private sellers. Stores like Ami or anywhere else, she's a bit hard to find, that Toga Himiko. So going by that pattern over there, I would think the same thing will happen to this character. Pre-order it early, right? Paintwork is beautiful. The shading and all, the brown skin is very nice to look at over here. It looks, oh, there's a second faceplate with the tongue sticking out. That's even better. This is very nice. Right. This is Fixoku, a Japanese figure news site, by the way. Okay, so let's move on to the edgy figure section in Ami. 3 of them this week. T2 artworks Uisuki Mino, 1/6 scale by 18. 18 is a Chinese figure brand, by the way, but they make edgy figures. Almost 30,000 yen, not worth it at all. This is just a black bunny girl, right? Which is customable for 30,000 yen. Don't pre-order this because there is a chance the value would go down. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of 18's previous figure releases, yep, the values all bent. So wait for the discounts before you get this one. Tony Artworks. This has been around for a long time, man. Right, next up, we have Comic EXE 50th issue anniversary illustration event, Love It, Mila Tsubakihara Reverse Bunny version. So this is by binding, 1/4 scale, 40,000 yen, releasing this December. And you saw the name there? Reverse bunny, so you know what the outfit looks like, even though I can't show you anything. Basically, Hadaka, only arms and legs are covered, and black love-shaped objects covering the melons and down there. Reverse bunny, right? If you collect figures long enough, you already know what is a reverse bunny concept. And the last figure here on Army Army, whoa, low budget edgy figure. Now I am interested. I can't review it on YouTube, of course, but I can always post a short video on X if I wanted to. I'm interested in this one. Yakubu-chan by illustrator Frieren. Okay, 1/8 scale only, sadly, but I'll take it at 8,800 yen by Camelot, a very new brand. Camelot is a very new brand. Nothing much is known about them yet, but at this price point, the risk is very low, not losing out on much. Pre-order it, right? Army does not ship anything listed in their age restricted section into my country. They don't ship to my country at all, so I need to get these off other stores. There's a way to import them, of course. A trade secret of mine. Moving on to Ninin game, we only have 2 figures by Insight this week. The first one here, Makino-san 1/6 scale Cow Mama. 22,000 yen at 1/6, releasing in February 2027. Let me guess. Cow bikini, probably Hadaka, given it is Insight, but MILF in cow bikini. Right? Very popular nowadays. And the last figure here for the genuine section, we have Ria Momomiya 1/6 scale Punishment Time. 22,000 yen releasing in January. So that is all for the genuine licensed figure section. We are roughly almost 50 minutes in, and let's move on to third-party resin figures. Right, so the first section here, chibi figures, we only have 1 Anya this week. Before I proceed, if you're enjoying this video or finding it informative, helpful, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, do make use of my affiliate links down in the description below to shop on HLJ or OSGK as a way of supporting this channel. Yeah. So here we have Anya, Forger, and Bond from Cheese Studio. What? Okay. Why is the price reverting back to my currency over here? I was sure I set it to US dollars. I hate this so much. It keeps changing back no matter how many times I change it. $120 for 1/5 scale. Okay, 1/5 with a dog over there. That is fair. 1/10 scale does not need to exist, man. $84. Just 1/5 and 1/10. Do you know how big the difference is? But the price difference is like $20. No, sorry. $36 of difference. You do 1/5 and 1/8, maybe. 1/5 and 1/10 is a bit like why? Look at the size difference, man. Or you know what? Get the price figure. Yeah, so many Anya price figures. Next up, we are now in original characters section, though I'm not sure if this is actually ACGN Studios' own original character. They could have recasted it, from the Japanese GK once again. So here we have ACGN 02 Studio Project Nami original character. Currency again. $328. That is absurd. 1/7 scale releasing in September next year, a year away. I do think this is a recast. And this reminds me of a very similar Toho figure. Was it a Toho figure by Apex Toys? But it looks like some kind of very dark fantasy style of artwork. Was it an Apex or a Mietos figure? Either one, right? Probably by the same artist, which makes this a recast. I think I'm 99% sure this is a recast. Next up, Reverse Bunny again. By A&M Studio and HN Studio, Kim Mi-jong. From A Wonderful New World. Yep, we are now in anime characters section. This is apparently an anime character. Chinese anime. Or is it Korean anime? Webtoons. 1/4 scale, no release date yet, but $263 only for a 1/4. It is not labeled as 18 plus, so the 2 love-shaped objects on her melons are probably stuck there permanently, unfortunately. They could have made it magnetic, and then let the owners figure it out that it is actually removable. Maybe that is the case. We'll never know, right? They don't want to openly advertise it as 18 plus since this is China we're talking about. Next up, we have Girl Art Studio Senju Tsunade from Naruto. Not available in the US because the copyright holders in the US has a problem with it. $170 at 1/6 scale releasing in December. Yep, this December. So they gave Tsunade implants over here, both in front and behind. The body proportions are way off, but some people like it. Basically that. So I had to crop in because nowadays YouTube moderators are getting stricter, and you know what? I just won an argument, a fight, a dispute with a moderator a few days ago. It was like I let two moderators review it twice and they said nope, demonetized. I wasn't happy about it because I was certain that it is allowed. Like swimsuit figures, what is wrong with swimsuit figures? You're telling me that it's demonetized. So I escalated it to the people above through a special channel available to some YouTubers. And I won. I won. They made a U-turn. They monetized my video back again, but I will be deleting that video. That was last week's Figure News Fix actually. So I uploaded 2 copies of the same video because the way YouTube works, they look at the queue, how many videos are in queue to be inspected by a human moderator, they distribute it randomly. So you could get a whip in Japan who is okay with what you uploaded. You could get some religious freak in Southeast Asia who is unhappy with what you posted. You could get a Karen who is a SJW in England, in London. You never know, right? So that's the thing. Their judgment are almost never objective. So when I know that I can win, when I know that I am correct, I will escalate it to the people above. Yeah. I uploaded 2 copies. I published one because that one got monetized, and the demonetized one, which is now being U-turned, I'll just delete it later. I just want to win. Simple as that. So yeah, you upload the same video twice, different verdicts for both videos. That's the problem with YouTube nowadays. So let's get back to where I left off over here. For those of you who love MILFs, this Tsunade might be for you. I'm not touching it. Next up, we have YD Studio Kanae Kocho from Demon Slayer. So there is the Pro version and the regular version. The Pro version comes with, okay, extra shelves and so on. Okay, all these props, nice to have. But you know, the photographs are so dark, the face does not even look good. The face looks so weird, in fact. I'm not sure if they're really serious about selling this thing because... Okay, it looks better over here, but I've seen so many better Kanae Kocho figures in the recent 2 or 3 weeks alone by other brands. How do you expect people to be attracted to what you're trying to sell when the photographs are like this? These are terrible photographs. Next up, we have Mitsui Kangoji Love Hashira from Demon Slayer by VN Studio, $226 at 1/6 scale releasing in December. Okay, this is a very nice Mitsui Kangoji figure, but she looks almost too perfect. Could be AI, but I don't want to address that topic again. That's up to you. Just that she looks perfect, and as long she turns out just as good, I don't think I have any complaints. Next up, another Mitsui Kangoji. We have a gym, or is this a gym version? Yoga, no, not yoga. This is not yoga. Anyways, working out in her room right here by Seductive Pose Studio, $367, and that is 1/4. So the price is reasonable for everything you're getting over here, with a couple of dumbbells down here. But this is also a nice looking figure of her. And yes, for this character, I do think she's pretty thick. She's pretty stacked on her chest. So this one is mostly accurate with the body proportions. Next up, we have an update from last week. Last week, we got only the picture of the face, right? For this Nora Studio Your Forger from Spy Family. Now we have the entire figure. And fortunately, we do have an anime face. $311. You have Barrel Legs version or Black Stockings version. So let's look for the picture of the anime face. I'm sure there is one. It is included in the price of $311, right? $311. Yep, there we go. And this is good. This is beautiful. No complaints from me. Is the outfit fabric? I think it's cloth, right? I'm not sure. If it is real cloth, then there is a chance it could be cast offable. Look at this loop over here. yeah, just loop it on. This could be real fabric. So indirectly customable, I think. They did not label this as a 1x4 though. No, they did not label it as a 18 plus figure. That's what I mean. They did not label it, but maybe they're leaving it to the collectors to figure it out themselves. Next up, we have Sakura Core Studio Frieren and Fern, $388 for a set. Okay, the price is not yet confirmed. It is TBD, early bird pre-order, so nothing much can be discussed yet. December release. I'm not sure if I like this pair of Frieren and Fern. They do look like the characters they are representing, but I'm not sure, but something is a bit off. Like Fern looks a lot younger over here. Yeah, I mean, I've seen so many Frieren and Fern figures that this two does not look that good in comparison. At the same time, there does not seem to be anything wrong with it. Next up, this is my favorite pair of Frieren and Fern figure in a long time. Among the third parties, this is very creative. And I know this is based off a very specific artwork, but I don't know what is the name of that artwork. Galaxy Studio. $295 for this entire thing over here at 1x6 scale. Very reasonable. There's like $150 each. No, two figures over here at 1x6. December release. Oh, I want it. I really do want it, man. This is a piece of artwork. Beautiful. I'm leaving the link on the top right corner of this video. This is something you should really check out. Oh, one of my favorite third parties this week. Next up, we have Floating Light Studio Chrome Dokuro from Katekyo Hitman Reborn, $265. There are two versions, Barrel X version and Black Stockings version. Katekyo Hitman Reborn is a really old anime, but there was a reboot. Was it last year or the year before? There was a reboot. I'm not sure if it is even a reboot or just a sequel. I don't know about the details. Did not watch it. Oh, this is nice. Yep. I think Black Stockings is a lot nicer given the choice. Moving on to the next one, we have an update from 2 or 3 weeks ago. This Genyu Studio figure of Ares, right? Back then, it was mentioned to be $365 US, but that was not a final price. And I said that there was no way this would cost over $300. Yep, it is way lower. $199 only at 1x6 scale, releasing in March 2027. Now, the price $199 is reasonable for a resin figure like this. Just that now people are simping the season 3 version of Ares, so the season 2 version here a bit late to the party. Who knows? Maybe people buy it anyway, right? Next up, oh, I'm sorry I couldn't show much. But Crown Studio, I mean, just go to OSGK and type in Crown Studio in the search and you can see all of their cultured figures over there. This is very nice, but yeah, Sylphiet, Greyrat, and Roxy Migodia from Mushoku Tensei. Absolute, absolutely cultured, man. Making green tea. Is that green tea? No, that is more like a fountain. $442 for a set is actually reasonable. June 2027 release, and the faces of both figures look really good. Like, it is accurate to what we see in the anime. This is like, what do you call that? Good years, living the life over here. Look at this over here. Oh. Next up, we have Quiet Art Studio. They have a few new figures on pre-order this week, and they are all fairly cheap for the standards of a resin figure. So the first one here, we have Yosugano Sora, Kasugano Sora from Quiet Art Studio, $158, December release, 1x6 scale. So that is a really low price for what you're getting. And for Kasugano Sora, if you can, try to find the alter scale figures of her. Really amazing. But this is not a bad purchase. And the face looks fairly accurate, right? Really looks like Sora. This studio, I have no complaints. And yeah, I was supposed to publish the episode 12 of my third-party resin figure overview, and I have delayed it by 1 week now. There could be further delays, and I have decided to make that my last episode of my third-party resin figure overview. I won't be doing it anymore. The episode 12, I finished filming, editing, and uploading it long ago, but I haven't published it yet. Because, how do I put it? It feels like every 3 months, we come across the same few figure brands. Koi Art Studio is one of those that do really good third-party resin figures. The few figure brands which they are confident in their quality control, they keep sharing images of their figures. And then the ones who are a bit shady, they never share pictures of their figures. So it is becoming the kind of scenario where every single third-party resin figure overview video that I make, I seem to be covering the same brands over and over every episode. I'm unable to provide additional value to all of you who watch my video. I feel like I'm wasting your time, you see? I want to know more different figures, different brands right? What their qualities are like, but those brands that are very new, they simply don't share anything with us. So there's no point in continuing the series anymore. Yeah. So now we move on to the next figure here by Quiet Art Studio, and I have no idea what this character is. They censored everything because of copyright issues. What I'm certain is that this is from Chainsaw Man, so I looked up characters from Chainsaw Man actually in Chainsaw Man Wiki, and most likely I think this is Nayuta, the control demon. Most likely, going by her pose, right? Pointing her figure like this. Black hair, ponytail behind, and her eyes, specifically, the eyes is actually the clue over here, right? Her eyes, if you zoom in a little bit, it is actually like orange, yellow-orange eye, but with red circles, just like Makima. So that fits the description of the control demon Nayuta. This is most likely Nayuta, but I'm not 100% certain because they censored the name. And this one, they are actually showing the prototype, but without the eye decals. It looks fairly accurate, actually. They just need to apply the decals over there. This, with fingers and a chain, which they photoshopped in, I think I'm fairly certain this is Nayuta at this point. Yeah. Simple figure for $138 US releasing this December. Up next, we have more Koi Art Studio figures later on in the game character section. For now, let's continue with the anime characters. We have Chainsaw Man Reze by DS Studio and Superhero Studio. Black and white outfit, up to you, and the face actually looks fine. This one is like, the face looks a bit more gentle in some way. I'm not sure if I like it, but it still looks like Reze. And once again, this is one of those semi-realistic faces where the eyes are anime, but the nose and mouth are closer to those realistic face figures, right? Nothing special to me. $199 each. The scale is non-scale, but the height is like 22 or 23 centimeters in this kneeling pose. December release. Next up, we have another Reze figure. We get them every week. A few of them every week, in fact. By Deep Studio, $158, releasing in December. So this is her in wet shirt. Now this face is better, right? I think you guys can see the difference. This Reze face over here compared to the one earlier. This one is more anime accurate. The one earlier, it is like something is a bit off, even though it looks like her. Right, next up, we have, okay, another cultured figure. Smoking behind the supermarket view, Yamada by Murloc Studio, another cultured figure brand. $282 at 1/6 scale, releasing in June. Basically, she's very drunk, and the rest is history. Right, very drunk over here. If you want an edgy figure of Yamada, I think this is actually a very good figure of her. Next up, what do we have here? Fixed Cast Studio Ilya again from Prisma Ilya. Probably a recast 1/7 scale after all, and releasing in September 2027. $263. Okay, the face is... I mean, it is a recast. Of course, the face is going to be good, right? Paintwork is also beautiful. Next up, I'm trying to comment as little as possible. I need to keep the video as short as possible, and I want to start editing. Okay, so here we have the VTubers section, and also those Hatsune Miku Vocaloid section in general. So the first one here we have Shigure Ui from Girl Club Studio, $244 at 1/4. That's pretty cheap. but at the same time, the figure is low detail. No release date yet. I love the pose over here, whatever it is. Okay, I said low detail, but when I zoom in, I think it looks better than I expect. Yeah, a lot better than I was expecting for sure. Okay, at $244, can't really complain much. $244 is that close to 40,000 yen, 36 to 40,000 yen. So you're paying Frieren 1x4 skill price, except it is not PVC and not a bunny girl. I think that is a decent price for this Shigure figure. Next up, ACGN02 Studio Isekai Jojo Virtual Witch Phenomenon. Apparently, this is a VTuber as well, with $328 releasing in March 2027. Yeah, this has to be a recast, right? Beautiful though, beautiful figure. It is like, I know this is ethically very questionable, unethical in fact, but they certainly do a very good job with the recast. Next up, we have Hatsune Miku Ghost version by ACGN02 Studio again, $263, 1x7 scale, March release. This is a good figure for Halloween theme, right? And this reminds me of the, what they call that, the Japanese ghost that comes out from a TV screen. What's the name of that again? Sadako. Yeah, this is a bit similar to the concept of Sadako. Next up, we have, alright, My Shirano, we are now in game character section. ZN Studio, $310 at 1x4 scale, releasing, okay, not release date yet. In fact, we don't have a full, is this an action figure? You see, over here in this picture, she is sitting, right? And in this picture, different pose again. Wait. Oh, no. It is a fixed pose figure. You know, the picture is zoomed in, so I couldn't tell. Yeah, the hand is exactly in the same position. No, this is a fixed pose figure. So My Shiranui, realistic face, but a good one. And the price is also very reasonable for 1x4. Next up, this is among my favorite third parties this week, together with that Frieren and Cyberpunk earlier, right? So this is from Reflection Studio. We have Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, $310 at 1x4. Yes, 1x4. March 2027 release, and you really need to check out. This is not even 18 plus, but I had to cover up with the poor cat. And the face of this Rebecca is spot on. So this is pretty much the full package for a Rebecca figure. She has a full mouth. She is always cursing. So we get that middle finger over there. We get a huge rifle. And we get a really good face. And 1x4 scale plus diorama base. Full package for one of the best Rebecca figures. So go and check her out, right? Next up, we have ACGN02 Studio again. How many figures do you guys want to put on pre-order in 1 week, man? It is a bad idea to spam third-party figures this week. You're just competing for attention. When there's Wonder Festival taking place, yeah, people are going to lose track of whatever you put on pre-order. Murasame from Senren Banka, $263, 1x7 scale, releasing in March 2027. Low resolution picture, but the face looks fine. Recast after all. Yeah. When I say recast, I don't really have much of a comment because I know it is going to turn out well. Next up, another cultured figure, Guna figure. Fish Head Studio, formerly TXS Studio, I think. Kokawa Asuka from Action Taimanin, $310 releasing, no release date yet. 1x6 scale, but Fish Head Studio, they have proven themselves over and over that they make really good edgy figures, so this could be your kind of thing. Nice Ahegao face there. Next up, what do we have here? Meng Man Xuan Studio. Lancer L3 from FGO, $158 releasing in December. So this pose over here is very similar to an edgy figure. I can't remember the brand, right? Was it Hot Venus or was it not native? Hot Venus or one of the native group edgy figures. It is like they copied the pose. 100% identical, but they adapted it for this Eltria figure, and that is fine, right? You can't copyright a post. That is totally fine. Just that, OSGK, they have censored the picture themselves, so I don't even know what it looks like underneath. Probably big, long, saggy melons. Yeah. And I do think the skin is way too pink. This is like, she is being, oh, okay. Okay, let me take back what I just said. Now the skin looks very pink, purple even because she's being choked, I think, right? There is a collar over the neck. So it is like she couldn't breathe, she could barely breathe. That might be why I could barely see the collar on the neck, but there's a chain behind the head, so maybe there's a collar over there. Makes sense. Next up, we have Skahak from FGO, not common among third parties. This is also by Mengman Xian Studio, and there are two versions. The purple one, which I'm showing on screen, and there is also Hadaka one in skin color. Now, that face over there is not exactly identical to Skahak. It is more like a fan art of the character, and they call it Skahak, but it looks nice, not complaining. And there are 4 versions over here, up to $150 each, which is very cheap for 1x6 scale, releasing in December 2026. I love Skahak, man. I have two scale figures of her. No. I actually have 4 scale figures of her. 2 in the Lancer suit. 1 was the caster version and 1 in the Barney version by Alter. I have 4 Skahak figures actually. Right, next up, we have Quiet Art Studio again. Yoga. Pyra doing Yoga. Xenoblade Chronicles, $158 releasing in December. So the face on this, it is Quiet Art Studio, so it is nicely done, I guess. And once again, lower detail figure. Her black color leggings are just plain black, no shading at all. Next up, what we have here are Blanc Fortune Express from Nikke by Genius B Studio. I see Genius B Studio, I tell you to go and pre-order it. Yes, this is a good pre-order. And especially the 1x4 scale, $378, right? The 1x7, $278, including the DLC. What is the DLC? You get to display it Hadaka. This is customable. So $378 for a customable Blanc. Oh yes. And Genius B Studio has already released a few edgy figures, including official photographs of the final release, and they look amazing. So check out this Blanc figure. I know that there is a Good Small Arts Shanghai figure of Blanc Fortune Express coming soon, but they are not quite the same. This is 1x4 and it is customable. Next, we have Rosie from Arknights again by JM Studio, $180 at 1x6 releasing in December. Just that this is not a very nice Rosie figure. We had a few in the past few weeks. Those are a lot nicer than this, yeah. And the price is not that much higher either, so the face looks good. I wonder if it is because of their poor quality photograph. Yes, it is poor quality. Like, it is not about resolution. It is not about how much I can zoom in to inspect, but rather the lighting and everything is fairly uninspiring. So it makes the figure look a bit less attractive, right? And she's not showing enough skin. Alright, let's move on to the next one here. We have 2 figures from Neverness to Everness this week, and both are really nice. First one here, Roman Studio Lacrimosa, $196 releasing in December. Very nice. And Roman Studio is also one of those third-party brands where I would say go and smash that pre-order button if you want it. They get the faces of the figures right every time. The second figure here is also amazing, but I don't know much about Mira Studio yet. Shinku from Neverness to Everness. And the price on this is close to $280, I think. Yep, $282. There we go. Releasing in March. Now, this is so good. It is so perfect that I feel like I'm looking at an official, genuine licensed figure. She looks really good. And, we have so many good third-party figures this week, isn't it? This is also one of the main highlights this week, I think, together with that Frieren, that Rebecca earlier. One of the main highlights this week. And we have that 1x4 scale Blanc earlier. Man! Can any brand please make a licensed version of this, or I have to get this one? Next up, we have ACGN02 Studio. It is exactly because they're recasting, that's why they can put so many figures out. Yomo Konpaku from Toho Project, $291 at 1/7, very expensive, March release. This looks very similar to a Solarian Konpaku Yomo figure. Not the same, but looks very similar. Okay, so here's the thing. They actually have a CG model over here. So if you told me this is their own original sculpt and I'm wrong about recasting, this is not a recasting, maybe, right? Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know at this point what goes on behind the scenes. It could be either one, right? And what you need to know about CGI over here, using CG to render figures. Recently, a week ago, Wonder Festival committee, they published a post on their Twitter, on the X, saying that it is prohibited for any visitor to 3D scan their anime figures. So here's the thing, right? Nobody is dumb enough to bring a $5,000 3D scanner into an anime figure event and let everyone see that you are scanning the figure. 3D scanners do exist, right? But what people can do is something called photogrammetry. In case I've never heard of, even I've done photogrammetry myself. So photogrammetry is basically you take your smartphone, just your smartphone camera, you take photographs of an object, a physical solid object from multiple different angles, and then you just feed it into the software. And they can generate a 3D model out of pure JPG photographs. Lots of them, like 30, 40 photographs from various different angles, from top, from bottom, and so on. 360 degrees, all directions, and then they merge it. They merge it into one 3D object using the photos you provided. That's called photogrammetry. It is a thing since 8 or 10 years ago, and I have been doing that for a while back then when photogrammetry was still in its infancy, because I 3D print stuff. I make dioramas. I take pictures of a chair, of a table, of a statue outside in a park, and then I create a 3D model out of it just using my phone camera. But now, 10 years later, in 2026, I could imagine that the technology in photogrammetry has advanced to the extent where AI is being used to enhance things even further. So if you tell me a random visitor just appearing harmless, taking pictures of a figure with a smartphone, and suddenly you see China cloned the same figure into a third party, that is totally possible, but only if they managed to take pictures of the figure from various different angles, which is not easy to do in an event like One Fest, because you need to take pictures from every angle, and it is not possible to touch the figure on display. You cannot touch them. Yeah, and the figures are probably very crowded on one desk. So I don't think people are visiting anime figure events just to attempt photogrammetry, but what they can do is take a few photographs, generate a badly made model via photogrammetry. Maybe they could take 5 pictures only, and then they use their expertise in 3D sculpting to refine that draft over there. That is still likely, yeah. So back to this figure over here, could be recasting, could be the actual sculpt that they did on their own, and I'm wrong, could be a product of photogrammetry. So you need to think about that, right? Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Genshin Impact Sandron from Moe Creation Studio, and they put her in this very nice pose over there that I need to cover up with the poor cat. Even though there is no nudity at all, right? But whenever the AI algorithm and the moderators see a pair of legs being open like that, even though they're wearing clothes, they don't like it. Yeah. And this is a very nice Sandron figure with a Buddha hand holding her up. $238 only with DLC. And no, the DLC is apparently a replacement head sculpt, 2 different face expressions. No cast off over here available. Next figure here. Now this is very nice, but it looks way too perfect. It might be AI, right? Yang Yang Studio, the Herta from Honkai Star Rail, $226 at 1/6, releasing in March 2027. Yep, this looks so perfect. Like there's nothing I need to change about this figure. It is beautiful, and the price is reasonable too. The next one here, we have Firefly from Honkai Star Rail by Bunny Studio. And reverse Bunny outfit, right? That's all I can tell you. Yeah, basically Hadaka and 2 objects covering the melon. $180 releasing in September 2026. Now this brand, their past releases were very meh, very average, but I've seen some improvement in the effort to make the figures look better, so we'll see, right? Firefly is something you might want to pre-order though if you're really interested, because this is a very popular character. I'm starting to regret not pre-ordering the Good Smile Arts Shanghai scaled figure of her. Next up, we have Blue Archive. Himari Akeboshi from Mijin Studio, and you get this whole thing over here, including whatever she's riding on, for under $300 at 1/6. One heck of a good value. March 2027 release, and this figure actually pre-order opened last Saturday, but I could only cover her today. So another main highlight for this week for figure pre-orders in the third party section. Very good week for third parties. There's nothing I would change on this figure. She looks incredible. Even the face is very nice. And next up, we have Sukatsuki Ryo from Blue Archive by RG Studio. $244 at 1/6 December release. Okay, so this is beautiful. That is a very beautiful face. Right? Very accurate. I've seen so many third parties of her and not many can get her face 100% right. This is very good. Just that the entire figure is in black, but some people like that, right? Black gothic style. Very classy looking, I would say. $244 is a bit on the expensive side, but if the figure turns out good, maybe yes, yeah. Next up, we have Mambo Studio Blue Archive Endo Shimiko. $263. No scale mentioned, but the height is around 22 to 23 centimeters, so 1/7 scale, releasing in June 2027 by Mambo Studio. Okay, Mambo Studio, they actually do make ecchi figures, but not this one. This is not castable. I find it interesting that no third-party brands have attempted to give all these Blue Archive figures a realistic face yet. Maybe because it is not suitable, right? You can't put an adult face on all the lolly characters, so that might be why. And I hope they never do that. Next up, we have another Blue Archive figure, Misono Mika by Fixed Cast Studio, $282 at 1/7. Probably a recast, releasing in September. And this is the only picture we have, but the face is delightful. Very nice, very attractive. I like that a lot. This is how you do a cultured figure without having to show too much skin. Sometimes even the face expression alone can make a big difference. Next up, we have another Blue Archive figure, Kirara, Bunny Girl by Fixed Cast Studio, $199 at 1/7, releasing in September. Probably a recast again. And this one does remind me of the Bomber Girl figures by Wing Company. Character design does remind me of that a bit. And this leg stretching pose, this pole dancing pose, I've seen it so many times. So in the end, this is just a Bunny Girl figure to me. Next up, okay, I have no idea what happened, but recently, OSGK has been aggressively censoring some of the figures. Only some, not all. Some they still showed borderline uncensored pictures in their full glory, and meanwhile this figure they cover it up and only show the face, so we need to Google the figure to find out what she looks like, which is a big pain. But what's the reason for this? I have no idea, because if we were to say Visa and MasterCard and PayPal are breathing down their necks, why did not they censor other figures? I have no clue. I'm just guessing. Right? So this is Pure Crush Studio Takanashi Hoshino. With DLC and without DLC. Okay, with DLC, $293 at 1/6 scale, releasing in March. Must be something completely Hadaka, I think. Yeah. Right, next up, we have TG Studio Linae from Wuthering Waves, $244, Bunny Girl outfit, releasing in June. And this one is castable, both top and bottom. And included in the price of $244. So very nice. Linae, yeah, I've seen quite a number of her figures, but in her combat outfit, right? The game, or the battle outfit as I call it. This is a Guna version. Alright, looking good. And here we have, okay, World Cup version of Iuno from Wuthering Waves by WB Studio. Okay, so there are 5 different countries over here: Argentina, Portugal, Spain, France, and Brazil, together with their own different color versions. They all look great in my opinion. The only problem here is that the Brazil version, which I'm putting on screen right now, why is Messi's name over there? That's like a stupid mistake, a dumb mistake. Either that or they are trying to trigger people on purpose. You know what? I don't watch soccer. I don't watch football. In fact, I dislike this sport of soccer. And do you know why? The reason is simple. It is one of the most corrupt sports out there in the world. I love tennis, but in soccer, in football, you have people above in FIFA manipulating things. You have politicians manipulating things. And then there's the betting and the match fixing sometimes. It is so much shady stuff going on behind the scenes. It is not a fair sport at all. And of course, there are the referees, which are sometimes not very impartial. So you've seen all kinds of drama in the recent World Cup, right? And I wasn't surprised at all. Yeah. Back to this figure over here though, looks amazing, and all 5 color options are attractive. This is probably the hardest to choose. Like, maybe you just choose the country you support. Color scheme, very hard to choose because I think all 5 look really good. Moving on to the next one here, Wuthering Waves, The Shopkeeper by Vic Studio. The price, is it $199? Oh, come on. Yep, $199 US, releasing in March 2027. So the Shopkeeper, if you can get the licensed genuine figure, which I just unboxed not too long ago, a week ago, that is a very cheap figure and the quality is excellent. Not perfect, but excellent. But if you want something else, then maybe give this one a good look. Yeah, because the face looks pretty good here as well. Right? So yeah, the face looks identical to the actual game character. It looks good. Right, up next, we have Valkyrie Studio Musashi and Shinano from Azur in swimsuit, in bikini. It is customable, and you can get a set of 2 for $649. 1x4 scale, releasing in December. To me, I would say don't bother because they look like low effort figures, just wearing swimsuit and not much else, and the face on Musashi isn't great. It is almost too realistic, right? The face are not great over here. Next up, we have Zenless Zone Zero figures for our last 2 figures today. So this is Remil Dan BKN Studio. Yep, customable, and $518 if you go for the customable version. The starting price without DLC is actually half as much, right? Let me click on it. Yep, $225 only, the starting price. And once again, because of the post, I need to cover it up. Alright, and our last figure for today, Zenless Zone Zero, very nice. Suna, love my lollies. $225, Alice 21 Studio, great figure company among the third parties, can recommend them. 1x6 scale, releasing in December. Too bad they can't do cast off nowadays, right? At least 21 Studio, like 2 years ago, they used to do cast off over figures. Not anymore, unfortunately. Right, this is a good figure to end today's video with. So thanks a lot for watching. That's all for this week's figure pre-orders. Which one will you pre-order? Let me know down in the comments below. This is a very good week for both genuine and third parties, but things are only getting started. Enjoy your Wonder Festival. I'm doing my coverage on my Discord server and my Facebook page. And later on this week, a video on YouTube. So until then, I'll see you guys soon in a few days. Thanks a lot and goodbye.